Plastic waste continues to be an issue. While some are easy to recycle, others not so much. And some methods of recycling can actually leave behind an even bigger environmental footprint than just tossing that plastic into the landfill in the first place. Well, that's where Boise State comes in. A few research students and their professor of material science and engineering, they've created some innovative and environmentally friendly ways to recycle. Now they're looking to take their experiments to an industrial scale. Here's Katya Stepovic.
Yeah, we're not limited by the amount of plastic trash we have at the moment.
Scott Phillips, professor of material science and engineering at Boise State, is no stranger to these orange bags that come from residents across the Treasure Valley to his experimental lab. And what do they do with them?
We take the orange bags and we're purposely not taking anything out of them, meaning we use everything that's in the orange bag. And so we combine all of that together. When it's full, we end up with shreds that look like this. Right? So we have buckets of this now, and for lab testing, we put it into molds, actually, like this one. The two big metal pieces are both hot, and then we put some pressure on it, and it compresses everything down while it heats up the plastic.
Then you end up with a square like this.
Ow.
Not much happens with them after that. For now, at least.
What I would love is to make boards, right? So make different types of boards, give them to construction management students who like to build things, and have them build things like trash cans on campus, benches on campus. I think dorm room furniture could be made from these kinds of things. At the end of the day, when they're no longer needed, we can shred them back up and put them right back in the process.
And that's not the only experiment cooking up on floor 2 in the Micron Center for Material Research building. They're also experimenting with creating their own kind of plastics that can be used over and over again without deteriorating or adding more materials, becoming 100% recyclable in a method that uses low energy. So, how does it work?
We're actually looking at abundant natural compounds as the starting materials. Ones that are used in food industry a lot and in the fragrance industry, so they're non-toxic to begin with.
And then, through a cooling method,
we're making polymers in that cold area in there, and ultimately we make enough of them that you get a solid out of that.
And then you get material like this, some flexible and some are harder forms of plastic.
So these aren't beautiful, but they're, it's on the way.
Oh!
It's okay, don't worry. This one is a brittle one. Right.
Sorry.
And that's what we're trying to figure out.
And in their third experiment going on, Phillips and his students use another natural resource to make a different kind of plastic.
We're saying, can we replace certain types of plastics with a new composite material that we're making with sugar as the core to it?
That's right, sugar, which is of ample supply in Idaho.
This is made with sugar.
Yeah. Sugar and some different additives.
These materials can be made into anything from chess pieces to plastic cups, forks, and knives that you can recycle or throw in your compost.
And this can all be recycled.
And this you can just stick in the ground if you want.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
It's just, it's natural stuff and it just gets decomposed. It turns out we also can recycle it. So if we were to just grind this up, we could put it right back in the process.
The experiments have been tweaked over the years, and now Phillips and his students are eager to scale this up to mass production as the concern over plastic waste grows.
So while I don't think that any one of these products is going to be the end-all be-all solution to all of our plastics problems, it's fascinating to see just the diverse amount of solutions that are out there, and I think that we can be a big part of that.
What we're trying to replace is all types of plastic with these recyclable plastics. And so I see a future where we have one type of plastic that has a lot of different uses that is easily recyclable.
Phillips says some of these low-energy processes are ready to be taken to the next level.
We have reached that point now where we've sorted out the fundamental features and sorted out the science of how to do it, and so now it's time to scale up.
All right, Katya, we've talked about these orange plastic bags before and kind of how they're going many places. BSU's not getting a whole lot of these, are they?
No, and Phillips actually says he wants to start getting bales of them because right now, majority of the orange bags are still being sent to a company in Utah to be used as fuel for concrete manufacturing. But many think that that process too has too much of an environmental footprint left behind when that method is done. So that's why BSU and the company Bifusion that we did a story on creating that plastic bench in Manitou Park are starting to experiment with low energy ways to recycle. And that's the way people can actually see where the contents inside those orange bags is going. And Professor Phillips says he's already started a company with people outside BSU to take these methods to a larger scale. So we'll have to see what the city does next and what pilot program they pair with.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool. Like you said, benches, building materials. Now we kind of have an idea of what you throw those plastics in those bags, where they actually go. And it's kind of cool that they're being used for, well, stuff to be reused again, I guess.
Yeah, when they break down, just start the process over.
Awesome.
Exactly.
All right. Thanks, Katya.